Coming up next, we've got action in the city, on and off the mat. And near the shore, the area's #3 team goes fishing for their 13th win in a row. What was the net result? We'll find out next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
The Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
He's going down the right sideline. He's all right now.
Today's show is brought to you by the Baltimore area Toyota dealers, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, Geico, and Papa John's.
Hi, and welcome to the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. I'm Jerry Bembry, sports writer with the Sun. Mention Dunbar, and immediately you think of the boys' basketball team. But this year, the Dunbar girls have been making a lot of noise, winning 10 of their first 11 games. Last week, Dunbar faced its toughest city opponent and longtime Baltimore Power Western. Let's find out which team came out on top in the Baltimore Eastern Division Showdown.
Two-time defending city champion Western Doves welcome the number 12 Lady Poets from Dunbar to their home court for this battle of Eastern Division rivals. Selena DeShields got the Doves off to a flying start with this 18-footer. She finished with 15 on the night. But the Poets, who were well-versed at 10-1, would muscle up inside with Tiara Little, who sinks the bucket and goes to the stripe for one more. The lead would change hands 10 times throughout the contest and would be deadlocked at 32 apiece at intermission. In the second half, the Doves used solid defense to swing the momentum in their favor. Look at this sweet feed to DeShields for the deuce and the foul. Despite 16 points from Poet standout Lakeisha Wills and 13 by Tiara Little, the Doves were able to shut them down. But Joy Gorham was able to open things up for the Doves along with Crystal Failing, who finished with a game-high 17 to lead the Lady Doves to a 15-point victory over the Poets.
Now let's take a look at some other results on the Geico Direct scoreboard.
The unranked Comets from Catonsville were looking to bring number 19 Milford Mill down to earth in this 3A-4A showdown. Doug Johnson, looking to be a shooting star, puts the Comets out in front. He'll touch nothing but rope. But Jason Ross would keep the Millers within firing range. He'll go up for 2 of his game-high 21 points. Chad Mickens also gets in on the action. He'll launch this rocket. Good for 3. The Millers take a 26-24 lead into the half. After the break, it became the Mike Haney exhibition. Here, Sam Adams gets the ball to Mike. He'll go up strong for 2 of his Baker's dozen 13. And then once again for this strong move to the paint. And the bucket. Richard Johnson knows where the bucket is. He'll go baseline for a sweet left-handed layup. It brought the Millers to within 3 with just over a minute to play in the third. They would take the lead in the fourth, but with 3 ticks on the clock in regulation, Haney buries the 3, ties the game, and sends it into overtime. The game would go 2 extra periods before the Comets pull away for the double overtime upset, 72-67. Number 1 Archbishop Curley squared off against the number 8 Gales from Mount St. Joe. The Friars looking for their first victory over their MIAA rivals. Curley came into the match with 8 state-ranked wrestlers, including top-ranked Paul Betcher and second-ranked Darian Kess. Kess put the Friars out in front early with a decisive pin of St. Joe's Devin Nash. And Betcher at 152 won easily over Mike Moore, 13-5. The Gales were able to pull closer as Steve Winter and Ryan Herwig won their respective matches. But this night belonged to the Friars, who bettered their number 1 record to 10-0 overall and 4-0 in the league, and avenged 2 heartbreaking losses to the Gales dating back to last winter.
When we come back, it's a battle between 2 Anne Arundel County rivals. Broadneck Annapolis is Dick's Sporting Goods' big game of the week, and we'll show it to you next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. After losing to Old Mill for the second time this season, 16th ranked Broadneck was hoping for a quick recovery. Unfortunately, Broadneck's very next opponent was Annapolis, this area's number 3 team. Anne Arundel County rivals Broadneck and Annapolis are featured in Dick's Sporting Goods' Big Game of the Week. Before we join Dave Goldman at the game, let's meet this week's classroom stars. First, from Broadneck, we congratulate Jason Burton, a junior forward who sports a 3.5 grade point average. And from Annapolis, we congratulate Keith Buckingham, a senior forward who goes above the rim for its 4.1 GPA.
The number 16 Broadneck Bruins, 7-5, charged into number 3 Annapolis with visions of handing the Panthers their first loss. The teams would combine for only 19 points in a sluggish first quarter, 6 of them coming from Broadneck's Chris Healy on 2 3-pointers. The Panthers, meantime, had trouble just finding one another. It was 10-9 Broadneck after the first 8 minutes of play. The pace would pick up in the second quarter. Broadneck's Tremaine Neal would drive the baseline for 2. Then it's the Bruin defense starting up the offense. Watch Lehrman Dotson take the loose ball, then dish to Ed Hayes, who goes up strong to bank it on home. But Marcus Neal's 3-pointer would pull Annapolis to within 22-21. Both coaches on the sidelines intensely charting their strategies. The aggressive play under the boards never suffered. Travis Foster of Annapolis rejects the rock. Then it's Jeff Logan of Broadneck underneath the boards, working hard around the hoop. Count the bucket and the foul. The Bruins led 26-23, halfway home to a major upset. Annapolis must have wondered if this would be the night the well would run dry. Keith Willard comes out and drains the 3 to make it 29-25 Broadneck. Nothing but net then took on another form as a 12-minute delay. Broadneck's head coach Ken Kazmarek wondered nervously if his team's momentum was about to head south. It would. A 31-26 Broadneck lead quickly turned into a 36-34 deficit. First, Marcus Neal will can the 3. Then a terrific follow-up hoop for 2 from Travis Foster draws the Panthers to within 1. And Marcus Neal, who poured in a game-high 19 points, will cap off the 10-3 Annapolis run. The Panthers had their first lead since 5-2. But Broadneck would respond. Jason Burton ties it at 41 with a 3-pointer midway through the fourth quarter. But the Panther defense remained tough. Thomas Hawkins swats one away. And Karan Belt will take it to the hole. Annapolis outscores Broadneck 13-2 in the final 3.5 minutes for a 54-43 win. In the process, the Panthers improved to 13-0 and give head coach John Brady, now in his 22nd year, career win number 450. Congratulations, John.
Broadneck's a really good defensive team, and that's why we're having trouble in the first half. They get you standing around, and if you stand around against their defense, it's tough scoring on them. The second half, we got the tempo up a little bit and got moving, played more of our style of basketball, and then guys started getting the flow of their shots.
Coach Brady tried to do the Super Bowl for all the teams. They want to knock us off, but we undefeated. Seems like the more wins we get, the bigger target we become.
It wasn't their prettiest performance of the season, but like the other 12, just as effective, as Annapolis, which didn't play its best game of the year, still wins by 11 points. Reporting from Annapolis High School, I'm Dave Goldman for the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
Thanks, Dave. Breezy Bishop, Pat Chance, Dave Greenberg. Those 3 going into last week were the only local area girls basketball coaches to win at least 400 games. Well, their exclusive club just gained a new member with the addition of Towson High School coach Bev Snyder. With her 400th career win on Friday, Snyder is our Toyota Coach of the Week.
My philosophy basically is if you treat kids well and they respect you and you respect them, then you're fine. And I always work on the basics. That's the most important thing. My philosophy is work on the basics, do them well, and then everything else will follow.
Which is exactly what the Winds have done for Bev Snyder, followed one after the other toward win number 400 on Friday. And after 26 years of head coaching at Towson High, to reach this impressive milestone playing only 27 games this season, including finals, is truly remarkable. But was it difficult?
I think it's been difficult in the beginning when you had to know how you want to deal with students and players and all that and finding your niche. But after you have the confidence of the kids and the community and the school, it's easy. It's not hard. It's been fun.
And the fun reached new heights last season when Bev led the Generals to their first state title. Add that to the 3 Baltimore County prizes and 5 regional titles, and you can see why Bev ranks among the all-time best.
When I look back on it, I say, gosh, I can't believe I did it, but it's not any, you know, it's one of those things. It's just, if you stay around long enough and you have a winning team, you'll get that milestone.
Congratulations, Bev Snyder. Now let's meet some of the area's best student athletes. Each week, Toyota and the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show will recognize outstanding male and female athletes of the week. Today's winners are Lakeisha Wills and Dontaz Dean, both centers on the Dunbar basketball teams. Lakeisha recently had 26 points and 18 rebounds in a Dunbar win. And Dontaz has been dominant at the center position and leading the Dunbar boys during a recent 5-game winning streak. We salute the poets, Lakeisha and Dontaz, as the Toyota Athletes of the Week.
I always want the ball, especially when we losing or winning. I always want the ball.
And Dunbar star Lakeisha Wills took control of the ball last week, scoring 64 points and pulling down 49 rebounds for the Lady Poets. This 5'11" junior center enjoys her role as a team leader, which her coach feels is more like an older sister to her teammates.
Lakeisha likes the big sister. She gets on her little sisters at times, and they grumble back at her and why she always. But we discuss it, we talk about it, and we move on. Because if you stay with the negatives, then you'll start thinking negative and reacting negative. So we try to stay with positive thoughts.
I try to lead the team. I just try to do my best. Me and Connie try to lead the team all the time. We the captains. Me, Connie, Sarah, and Tiffany try to keep the team together and keep doing what we're doing. That's been winning and playing good.
And Lakeisha hopes her good play will lead her to the WNBA, but she has other work to do before she gets there.
I want to make it to the WNBA, but for that, I have to have my grades up right and stay positive. That's what he told us, stay positive. I have to take my grades, I have to get high SAT scores and all that.
And we wish Lakeisha the best of luck on her journey and congratulate her as our Toyota Female Athlete of the Week.
I think Dontaz is a great player. He's a player that works hard in practice. He's a player that he wants to succeed at every level. And he's just a good kid naturally.
Coach stresses, we work hard in practice, it's going to pay off in the game. So I try to work hard in practice so my teammates could see me. I set an example for them, then they'll go hard in practice. And they'll pay off on the floor.
And it paid off on the floor big time for Dontaz Dean last week, notching up 45 points and 21 rebounds for the #2 Poets. Not to mention 9 assists, 9 steals, and 6 blocked shots. Just another step up the ladder for Dontaz en route to his goal.
Last year I made second team All-Metro. This year my goal is to make first team All Baltimore City and All-Metro. That's my goal. And for the team goal, I want to win the city and state championship. That's the goal set in mind.
And in some people's mind, Dontaz has the right stuff to make it to the NBA. He's not counting on it, though.
And that's a slim chance. I ain't going to put myself down. That's a slim chance, so you got to fall back on the books. That's when the books come in again. I get them books. I get a nice job at the college, and I'm all right. I mean, NBA, it'd be nice if I make it, but if not, I had something to fall back on.
And we fall in line with your teammates and others, Dontaz, as we honor you as our Toyota Male Athlete of the Week.
Now let's check out this week's highlights. They include the Best Buy Play of the Week and the Best Buy Best Cheer.
Ladies first this week as Western's Joy Gorham goes behind the back, up and in. Over at Milford Mill, Jonathan Mason finds Kevin Smith, who drives through the paint for this pretty reverse. In Annapolis, Broadneck's Lerman Dotson strolls down the lane through the trees, good for 2 of his 12. But our tip of the hat must go to Catonsville's Mike Haney, who sinks this three at the buzzer to send his team to overtime and an upset victory, which we honor as our Best Buy Outstanding Play of the Week.
This week's Best Buy Best Cheer comes courtesy of Appleton High School. You are now nominated to be honored as the Best Buy Cheerleaders of the Year. Congratulations, ladies.
Break it down now.
Welcome back. In helping the Mercy basketball team to a top 10 ranking, Jamie Vogtman has built a solid career. A year ago, Vogtman averaged a double-double, and she entered the season as a two-time All-Metro pick at center. Let's meet Jamie Vogtman, the Papa John's featured student athlete.
Sometimes it's hard to deal with, you know, being in the spotlight all the time with the pressure from the, you know, the press and your parents and the fans and your teammates, but that's something else I've learned, that don't worry about the media and, you know, being in the paper, and it's not a big deal. Just go out, play hard, do your best, and that's all you can do.
Although she shies away from all the attention, Jamie Vogtman is at the top of her game as a two-time All-Metro pick and the City and County's Player of the Year in '97. She carries a 3.0 GPA to go with her 3-year scholarship award. I'd say this 5'10" redhead has a full plate.
I've learned in high school that time management is a very big deal. You go to school, you have practice or a game, you come home, you eat, you do your homework, you go to bed. It's pretty much a routine every day. But I don't think I'm any different just because, you know, I'm a basketball player. You know, I don't try to, like, be cocky, or I just go out and play hard, and I'm the same person on the court as I am off the court.
She came in at the top, and she's finishing at the top, never to lose sight of her own identity. Jamie knows what team effort is on the court and what individual effort is off the court.
I don't want to be looked at as some big-time star. I just want to look at as Jamie.
She's not someone that just comes in and assume that she has a role or assume that she is this player and that player. She's come in and filled in freshman, sophomore year. Being a freshman coming in as a starter on a varsity team when you've got upperclassmen is difficult to do. But she came in and she played hard. And the rebounds came and the points came. Not like she pushed herself on anyone. She had the ability. She had the skills. She blended in very well.
We work as a team, and that's how we have succeeded over the past 4 years. I mean, it's truly been a team thing. There's no I.
And Jamie's words to the wise as she gears up for the end of the season?
Don't worry about what other people think of you. Be yourself. Work hard. You know, just be a good person and do your best in everything you can do, and you'll be fine.
Thanks, Elena. Before we leave today, we'd like to recognize two men, William Spivey and Dave Pop Warner, who are associated with the local high school sports team. William Spivey, an official for 8 years, suffered a fatal heart attack while working the recent Mayor's Academy basketball tournament. And Dave Pop Warner, the former baseball coach at Chesapeake, lost his life last weekend in a car accident. We send our condolences to the families of William Spivey and Dave Warner. I'm Jerry Bembry, sports writer with The Sun. We'll see you next week.